The Skeleton Key. The film starts showing the character Caroline. She was a nurse and she had no family. So she used to serve as a caretaker in old age home. And she was really attached with the people of this place. That person whom she is mostly attached is now no more. Being sad, she decides to leave the old age home. Returning to house, she casts a glance on the job advertisement. Now she decides to apply for this job. She meets with her friend, returning to her house. And she also reveals about new job. That girl responds on it. But Caroline is not convinced by her. Because she never trusted in such things. Next day, when she goes to that place, then she encounters a man named Luke there. Where he introduces her with a couple who needed a caretaker. Because that man named Benjamin was paralyzed. The owner of this house says to Caroline that she had to take care of this house along with Benjamin. Because that lady was unable to handle the house alone. So she accepts this offer on the words of Luke. Next day, she departs to that mysterious house, taking her luggage, which was situated on a desolate place. She stops at the gas station on the way, which was near to that house. It was so strange. Everything was looking very disgusting and filthy here. Then she notices a red dust line out of that gas station. But Caroline moves away, ignoring those things. Reaching at house, that lady informs Caroline about the whole task to perform. She shows her house and takes her to the room of Benjamin, who was lying on the bed. Being paralyzed, he could neither move nor speak. Mrs. Benjamin tells her about his diet and daily routine. And Caroline views the photo of two kids in the same room. Now Mrs. Benjamin hands her over the key, which may open each door of this house. She feels strange while walking in the house. Because there was no mirror in the whole house. When she asks Mrs. Benjamin about it. Then she says, "We have grown old now, so we don't feel the need of mirror now." After this, she is seen taking care of Benjamin. She brings her in a garden to freshen him on the daily basis. Mrs. Benjamin asks her here to bring some seeds from the store. Moving to a store, she observes a room there. As she uses her key to check this room, she tries for many times but the door does not unlock. Then she returns to Mrs. Benjamin, taking the seeds. And she asks about that room which was not unlocking. Then she tells Caroline, "The room is locked from the time we have taken this house." In the next scene, when Caroline is sleeping, then she hears sounds from Benjamin's room. As a result, she wakes up. She quickly moves to the room where she had left, shocked, not finding Benjamin on the bed. Because he was paralyzed. It is another thing to walk, he could not move his any part of body by himself. When she observes while peeping through his room's window, that Benjamin is trying to escape from this house in this terrible storm. Now he falls down from the house roof window at the first sight of Caroline. And Caroline immediately calls Mrs. Benjamin for help. Now Mrs. Benjamin asks her to bring the wheelchair, reaching there hurriedly. As Caroline enters the room to take the wheelchair, then she notices a written phrase, "Help me," on the bed sheet. Then she quickly goes for help of Benjamin, hiding this bed sheet. Next morning, that man Luke comes to their house. Who had hired Caroline here. He was the lawyer of this family. And he also used to take care of them. Caroline brings him here to show the bed sheet that she had picked from the room of Benjamin at night. There was stated nothing as she unfolds the bed sheet. Then she thinks as it is her hallucination. And Luke hands her over his visiting card, seeing her upset. Now Caroline was confused here. The connection of all these happening appear to Caroline with that mysterious room, which had not been unlocked by her key. So she goes there for detection. Then she catches the sight, using the hairpin, that someone has blocked the lock hole. After this, that room is unlocked with the same key. Now she enters that room while opening, where the things of the ritual or wizardy equipment had been placed there. And she also discovers an audio cassette. At the same time, Mrs. Benjamin arrives here, from whom Caroline immediately hides herself. Caroline listens that cassette as Mrs. Benjamin leaves. Noticing everything, she calls her friend at a hotel, where she tells her about that room and all happenings occurred with her. Caroline's friend responds on all this conversation that it is hoodoo magic. Now Caroline's friend informs her about Hoodoo's shop to prove her told story, because these stories were not believed by Caroline. So Caroline enters that house, holding a mirror. Mrs. Benjamin scolds her too much on it and reveals the truth of this place. This room was used many years ago by 2 African servants. And those servants were hoodoo magicians named Papa Justify and Mama Cecile, whose photo had been seen at the start of the movie by Caroline, who had performed hoodoo magic on the kids of that time. Due to this, they all 4 were died. She says that we had purchased this house after that incident. And she also informs that we don't keep mirrors in the house for this cause, because they see the reflection of Papa Justify and Mother Cecile in the mirror. Mrs. Benjamin tells, it is belief of the followers of hoodoo magic, if hoodoo magician performs the hoodoo magic on the red dust for them, then they keep all evil things away. Caroline reminds that gas station on this conversation. Here Caroline understands that Benjamin is also paralyzed under the effect of hoodoo magic. Then she goes to the hoodoo shop told by her friend. And the shopkeeper of hoodoo shop provides some of tools and instruction to Caroline. Now she returns to home after collection a bulk of information. Afterwards, she is seen performing hoodoo magic on Benjamin. But he begins to recover surprisingly. And he is also able to utter the words. He pleads, Caroline, save me from my wife. Unfortunately, Benjamin's wife approaches there all of a sudden. Caroline makes an excuse on her arrival. Now she meets Luke and tells her that I suspect Mrs. Benjamin. And Luke leads Caroline to the gas station, understanding her story completely, where she had noticed that red dust. She meets the owner of that place, who was a blind lady. And she asks her about Conjurer of Sacrifice. That lady tells her on it that he enters the body of another person through hoodoo magic. And he also leads his life. It means that he grabs his life after hunting him. Hearing it, Luke and Caroline agree with it. It is Benjamin's wife who had committed it with him. And they throw the ritual red dust at the door of her house to make it confirm. After this, she was going to escape in fear after taking Benjamin from here. Unfortunately, the main door is locked. Then she tries to escape, hiding Benjamin in that building. Now a great reality is exposed, reaching Luke's office, where the climax of the story arises from here, where she comes to know that Luke and Mrs. Benjamin are the partners. Actually, she had become the target of hoodoo magic, not Benjamin. At the same time, Luke appears from the backside, and he drags Caroline to Hoodoo Magic House, after tying the rope around her neck. And Caroline's dispute is started with Luke's partner Mrs. Benjamin, where Caroline falls that lady down, defending herself. That lady's legs are fractured during this. Now she reaches the ritual room, hiding herself from both of them and using that red dust. And she also tries to contact the police. And she begins to recite something while standing the ritual circle drawn there. She was reciting some ritual verses which she was considering the Holy One. That lady tells her that you yourself have imprisoned you in this circle. Now she will never be able to come out of this circle, as she glimpses in the mirror adjusted at her backside. Then she also observes the reflection of herself and all the ritual characters of the story. Later, she also views the reflection of Mama Cecile. And the recording Conjurer of Sacrifice is automatically played with it. And all the candles are also blown out. and 2 souls are switched into the bodies. And Mrs. Benjamin, about whom it is revealed here that she is the soul of Ma'am Cecile. Now she had transferred into the body of Caroline. And Caroline's soul had transferred into Mrs. Benjamin's body, whose legs had recently fractured. It means, who had crippled. Ma'am Cecile makes her drink a poisoning drink here. Due to this, she is also paralyzed like Benjamin. And she loses the ability to utter a word. It is also exposed here that Luke also possessed by Papa Justify. He used to extend his life age through his ritual, using the bodies of other people, and he had also transferred his soul in both of the kids before.